What if I told you the most successful person you know and the least successful person you know probably share the exact same core trait? What if the very thing that sends one person to the bottom of the ladder is the exact same thing that launches another to the absolute top? This isn't a riddle. It's the central paradox of success, uncovered by organizational psychologist Adam Grant in his groundbreaking book, Give and Take. And understanding this paradox will fundamentally change how you approach your career, your network, and your life. Look, most of us were taught that success is a zero-sum game. To get ahead, you have to be a little selfish, a little ruthless. You have to take what's yours. The truth is, Grant's decade of research proves the opposite. In the long run, the most dominant, respected, and successful people aren't takers at all. They're givers. Stay with me, and I'll show you the 3 types of people in every workplace, why the default strategy of giving leads most people to fail, and the one crucial mindset shift that separates the doormats from the champions. Adam Grant wrote this book to solve a modern puzzle. In a world that's more interconnected than ever, our old models of individual success are breaking down. He discovered our success is now profoundly dependent on one overlooked factor, our reciprocity style. Grant says everyone falls into one of 3 categories. First, you have the takers. Their primary goal is to get more from others than they give. They see the world as a competitive jungle where you eat or get eaten. They kiss up, kick down, and are always asking, "What can you do for me?" Next, and this is most people, are the matchers. Matchers live by a code of fairness and reciprocity, tit for tat. You do something for them, they'll do something for you. They keep a mental ledger, ensuring everything stays in balance. Finally, you have the givers. Givers are the rare breed focused on giving more than they get. Their focus is outward. What can I do for you? They share their time, knowledge, and connections without expecting anything in return. Now, based on everything we know about the corporate world, who do you think is at the bottom of the success ladder? Predictably, it's the givers. Across engineering, medicine, and sales, Grant found that givers consistently had the worst performance metrics. They were too busy helping others to get their own work done. They were pushovers. But here's the mind-bending twist. Who's at the top? It's not the takers, it's not the matchers, it's also the givers. Givers are overrepresented at both the bottom and the top of the success ladder. This is the giver's paradox, and it raises the most important question of your career. What separates the givers who get crushed from the givers who conquer? The answer is that not all giving is created equal. The first path to failure is burnout and exploitation. The givers at the bottom are selfless givers. They say yes to every request, drop their own priorities, and let takers walk all over them. Their energy is drained, their work suffers, and they become cautionary tales for why nice guys finish last. They become doormats. But while they were failing, another group of givers was quietly building empires. The real unlock is understanding they weren't selfless at all. The most successful people aren't selfless. They are Otherish. This is the most critical idea in the entire book. We tend to think of self-interest and other interest as a single spectrum. Either you're selfish or you're selfless. Grant's research shows this is wrong. They are independent motivations. Takers are high on self-interest, low on other interest. Selfless givers are high on other interest, low on self-interest. But Otherish givers are high on both. They are ambitious for themselves and ambitious for others. They don't sacrifice their own goals. They integrate them. They are constantly looking for the win-win, ways to help others that will also advance their own projects and well-being. Being Otherish isn't just a mindset, it's a toolkit. The first tool is learning how to network without feeling slimy. Meet Adam Rifkin, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur named Fortune's best networker. His secret wasn't collecting business cards, it was the 5-minute favor. The principle is simple. Be willing to do any small favor that takes 5 minutes or less, making an introduction, sharing an article, offering a quick piece of feedback. These acts are low cost to you, but can be immensely valuable to the other person. Over time, these small deposits of goodwill compound into a massive reservoir of social capital. But what about high-stakes situations like negotiation? Surely a giver gets destroyed, right? Not if they use this simple psychological trick. Grant's research shows givers are often poor advocates for themselves. They hate asking for things and concede too easily. But something incredible happens when they stop negotiating for themselves and start advocating for others. When a giver is fighting on behalf of their team, their client, or their family, Their empathy and concern become a source of strength. They become more assertive, more tenacious, and dramatically more effective. So, the next time you negotiate, reframe it. You aren't fighting for yourself. You're a champion for the people you serve. This works for individuals, but the real magic happens when you realize the entire system is wired to favor givers in the long run, because every taker eventually has to pay the taker tax. Takers get ahead in the short term, but over time they leave a trail of burned bridges. And who notices? The matchers. Matchers are the karma police of the professional world. They hate seeing takers get away with exploiting people, so they punish them by spreading reputational gossip, warning others to stay away. This isolates the taker, cutting them off from the help and opportunities they need to succeed long term. There's no better example of this than venture capitalist David Hornick. He was trying to invest in a startup and was competing against a ruthless, taker-style VC. Hornick acted like a giver. He refused to use a high-pressure, exploding offer and encouraged the entrepreneur to take his time and make the best decision for his company. He lost the deal. The entrepreneur worried Hornick was too nice to be effective, a short-term loss. But Hornick's reputation as a founder-friendly, trustworthy VC spread like wildfire. The best entrepreneurs started coming to him first. Over the next decade, his giver strategy resulted in an astonishingly high deal acceptance rate, making him wildly successful. He lost one battle but won the war. The lessons from Hornick and all of Grant's research can be synthesized into a 3-point framework for Otherish success. 1. Play the long game. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. Takers play for the sprint, givers win the marathon. Every interaction is a chance to build trust. 2. Be otherish, not selfless. This is the key. Protect your time and energy as fiercely as you protect others. Chunk your giving into dedicated blocks of time instead of sprinkling it everywhere. And learn to screen for takers and say no. Your generosity is a precious resource. Don't waste it on black holes. 3. Expand the pie. Takers think the pie is fixed. Givers look for ways to make it bigger for everyone. Use giver tools like asking for advice, a form of powerless communication that builds trust, and advocating for others to create win-win scenarios. So what's the single most important action you can take to build a successful career and a winning team? It's not just to be a giver. It's to be relentlessly vigilant in screening out takers. Grant's research is unequivocal. The negative impact of one taker on a culture is double to triple the positive impact of one giver. One bad apple truly does spoil the barrel by forcing everyone else into a defensive, low-trust crouch. Protect your team from takers, and you create a safe space where givers and matchers can thrive. In the end, success isn't about what you can extract from the world, but what you contribute to it. The most meaningful and sustainable way to succeed is to help other people succeed. If you want the full deep dive, the link to Adam Grant's Give and Take is in the description. Thanks for watching.